fun borders. I decided to have fun borders myself.
I didn't decide on the fun borders.
That is fair. Zach gave her that token.
There was no other option.
Yes.
All right, we're live. Oh.
Oh yeah, I gotta love that ish.
Just linking the stream to everyone.
Do 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 do.
Ooh, I see us. I think we're live.
Are we live?
I think so.
Good.
We are
We're
on
live.
the internet.
The internet? How does that relate to the interwebs?
Well, there's these spiders. And they crawl into your computer. And they form webs of nets.
What about the tubes?
Well, they live in the tubes.
So you're saying they're funnel spiders?
I'm saying they're funnel spiders.
Yeah, they're funnel spiders. That's terrifying.
Awesome.
Oh, wonderful.
We've learned things, and now we move on.
And now we don't want to know them. My phone informs me that it is 8:01, so it is time to start. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Uilea.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Uilea.
So, last we left off, 2 weeks after the raising of the Kingdom of Minasteel, wandering souls found their way to a small farming village, the town of Air. Within the small eastern fishing and growing town, the remnants of what used to be the loud cracking in the air still hangs on people's heads. Slowly, the news from the west has gathered that something has gone wrong. Even more so news from the south that large armies are preparing to mobilize, causing unrest within the people. You all have your own reasons for being here. Following trails or clues of your own personal destinies, you've all found your way here. To the Stale Mead Tavern in Tiny Air. It's late, and the sun is just starting to set over the nearby clifftop peaks. When through the door, a woman, 2 women, come stepping through. Exhaustion creeps over both their faces. Their appearance is messy, hair in disarray, armor and clothing covered in dirt. They slowly make their way through the tavern, finding a seat and taking long, heavy sighs, as if they've been traveling for weeks. A single, small, green-skinned man sits at the bar, trying to get the attention of the lone barkeep that works here, without drawing attention to his own somewhat monstrous visage. While at the other end, a cloaked, white, feathered figure sits quietly reading through a small book, his fingers gliding through the air, sparks of arcane bouncing off of them. Another dark-skinned man sits just beyond the two women. Some hear him muttering to himself, speaking of feathers, perhaps the deeds of gods, depending on when they've encountered him. While a bubblegum-skinned tiefling sets out a large device upon a table, tinkering around with what appears to be a magical item. A pair of musicians in the corner fill the otherwise silent din of the tavern with music, as folks are just starting to make their way in after a long day of work. 3 guards of the town sit at a table, swapping stories and laughing to themselves as they slowly slip into a drunken stupor, while other town folks, one more well-dressed than the others, order food and ale, hoping to end a day with a well-deserved comfort. All should be calm and lively, with an atmosphere of peace. But there is something wrong. From beyond the tavern, there's a growing noise starting to fill the air. Shouts, calls. Fighting. You can hear clashing of metal. As you all start to stand up, peering towards the doorway, you hear a slam into the wood. What are you all doing?
I would like to prepare an action.
What action would you like to prepare?
Eldritch Blast.
Okay. You prepare Eldritch Blast.
She
What are
just
the rest of you doing?
Prue just kind of looks over her shoulder like, this is a bar. Shenanigans tend to happen in bars and taverns, so she just kind of looks over her shoulder at what's going on, but isn't really paying that much attention because it doesn't concern her.
Artoria kind of smacks her hands against her face, like eyes rolling back, just wanting to catch a break.
At the bar.
Artoria,
Whoop.
you can feel girl next to you start to grab onto your wrist and squeeze. You can feel her hands starting to shake. She's done this before. And every time she's done it, there's been a reason to be afraid.
Snap is going to continue reading his little book, trying to remain as unseen as possible. His little owl will be up in the rafters. So yes. And why not? Neat. Decent.
Rogue the Goblin.
Rogue the Goblin follows a similar technique, ambling around the corner, perhaps to get the barkeep's attention, perhaps to take cover behind the big wooden bar.
As you all prepare yourselves for what the hell could be happening, another slam cracks against the wood. You watch as the door splinters and breaks off its hinges. Collapsing and falling inward as one side is pushed through. You watch as a guard comes tumbling into the bar along with the door, a sword embedded into his back.
Sucks to be that guy.
And shambling past him, wrong layer,
One of the scariest beasts known to man, the wrong layer.
5 skeletons, one with 4 arms attached to its torso, comes stomping inwards, clawing and scratching and slamming their weapons against wood. So that you can fire, and then everyone can roll initiative.
Ooh, good rolls. What a way to start the campaign.
Specifically at the 4-armed one, please.
Okay, roll for damage.
Oh,
Min damage,
Oh.
but its speed is slowed by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
ooh, nice.
Eldritch
Oh,
Invocations,
boy.
dog.
First initiative roll.
Just a moment. Does the familiar take its own initiative?
We're going to have it take its initiative along with you, because it's easier to keep
Yes,
track.
it does. It does roll its own initiative. So, but you were saying, sorry.
I'm going to have it go at your initiative, because I want it. It'll be easier to keep track.
Very well.
Well then, Rogue, there are skeletons.
Yeah, I'm gonna post up back here.
Yes, I love that.
Rogue shifts over behind the bar, sights up with a fairly sizable pistol, and then fires a shot at the 4-armed fellow.
Are we still live?
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
it says we're hosting something.
You may
We are still
Reload.
alive.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Twitch
Oh,
is
fine.
weird and not working for me.
Okay, just so you know, when the skeletons appear and the GM has to ask if the party's still alive, this might be an indication we're in trouble.
Which one?
18,
You were aiming
14?
for the large skeleton?
4-armed fellow, yes.
Yes, that'll hit.
And then I'll slowly sink down, hiding behind the counter. Bonus action hide.
So now it is the skeleton skirmisher's turn. His speed is reduced by...
Do you have
10
that
feet?
backwards? I see the regular skeletons going before the
Oh,
skirmisher.
sorry. They're all made of bone.
So aren't we all? Just also with extra stuff.
We're also meat sacks.
This one is going to go here. He is going to...
Goodbye, unnamed NPC.
go here. I believe they have that much movement. And a skeleton can shamble for 30 feet.
Surely.
Surely. He's gonna go here. Goodbye, other unnamed NPC.
It's okay. They don't have round tokens. They're not important.
That's the thought process.
And this one is going to use its action to dash to flank.
Oh, we're using flanking rules, huh?
Oh, that's
They are
right.
using
flanking
flanking rules. So starting from
Hallelujah.
top to bottom. Get some short swords going. Against the guard. That'll hit. Sucks to be a guard as they don't have much health. There goes most of his.
Generic NPC 1, no.
Generic NPC number 2. Oh, she's fucking dead, mate. And then, with advantage, against you.
Hits.
22 to hit. And 8 points of damage. As the skeletons burst in, they all start charging, taking their short swords out, and driving them down into various patrons of the bar. Snap.
Crackle Pop.
I do have to ask. Oh wait, no, sorry. It dashed.
It dashed.
That's why.
It got to 30
Was he-
feet and then had to move another 5 to get in flank.
Okay.
Not that I
Well-
want to die. I just want to play fair.
Stop helping the NPCs, Ben.
Shouldn't this one be attacking me? Sure, why not? Stab.
Right. These all appear to be melee based, no ranged weapons on them.
You see what could have at one point been scabbards and short bows that have long since rotted away.
Good. Because my familiar is going to go where 60 should be there, and just perch up in the rafters right up there for its movement. It is not going to do anything.
Okay.
Other than move. And hold on one moment. Sorry about that. And the Kenku that is sitting there, hooded, it's just going to be emitting a sound that sounds very similar to the rattling bones of the skeleton before pulling out a crossbow from his waist, taking aim at the big one, yes.
Sure.
And this is going to be from stealth, so advantage, I do believe.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. So light crossbow, 19 for 6. Let me pop that sneak attack on top of that. I guess I have to check that before, so I'll just do that. So for 10 damage. to the big one.
Okay.
And bonus action, I'd like to pull my cloak back up around me a little bit and attempt to hide again.
Okay. Roll for stealth.
And stealth is at advantage. Wahaha. But I do believe that will be my turn.
Okay. Next. You've been stabbed.
I have been. Can I make some sort of intelligence check to suss out what may or may not be damage vulnerabilities for these creatures?
Roll an Arcana check.
All right. Is this an action?
No.
Okay.
You don't know.
All right. Sacred Flame on the one what stabbed me. DC 14 Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Believe it was that one.
Luckily, skeletons are the most dexterous things on the planet, and therefore will succeed always. That'd be a no.
Gonna be a hard no. 7 radiant.
You got better dex than me. Everything is better dex than me.
Little sad.
The holy flame around it. It deals a significant amount of damage to it, but it's still standing and it's still coming for you.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action for one of these on myself, which is not super helpful, but it's something.
Okay. Get 1 health back. Now the skirmisher. It is going to look around, see what appears to be... Can't get very far. It can only move 20 feet. That's,
The definition of the term skirmish eludes this skeleton.
well, it was going to move much further. But... here, and then it will... use this action.
Oh, wait,
Dash.
I already took my turn, so technically it can move its full movement.
Oh, that changes a lot of things then.
That does.
Uh-oh.
So it can get right up here.
Sorry, I do have to continue helping the DM.
Why
Baba.
are you like this?
Stop!
Fiend!
That says a lot coming from you. You watch as this creature, faster than it should be, scamper over tables and chairs, bounding
Yeah.
towards the only person in here with heavy armor. And it's going to take 2 swipes.
Oh.
Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper, many swipings.
Aww.
But you cannot stay.
But it has 4 swords. Why does it only get 2 attacks?
Stop!
12? It could. So I don't think a
This
12 hits you.
Wait, is this 4
And-
swords or is it 4 swords adventure?
16.
It says
What's your armor class?
17. I spent all of my starting money on Spunt mail.
Good to know.
So,
And it is going to use, you watch as the first 2 upper swords slice. You watch as the bottom swords start to spin and move in front of it. It is going to, as a bonus action, dodge.
motherfucker.
Bubblegum tiefling!
Okay, so I have an idea. I want you to let me know whether or not it's going to work this way. Cause she was working on something while she was sitting there, and suddenly there are skeletons, and there's this giant one that just came running up, and she's like, "Fuck this noise," and picks up the thing in her one hand, pulls out a bendy-looking stick in the other in her offhand, and goes to fire a grappling hook into the rafters. And then I want to offhand with the boomerang, because I do need to make an attack or a roll to see if the grappling hook will actually attach.
Okay, I will allow this to happen.
So
Shoot your grappling hook.
I don't know what my DC is for hitting an unmovable rafter, but
Just
a 7 probably isn't going to do.
will not do it. You watch
Well, she was trying.
You watch as the grappling hook
Pew!
and gets about 3 feet in the air before.
Fuck. So she reels that back in and is going to offhand with the boomerang at the big guy.
Roll for boomerang of hitting. That hits. Oh no! Roll. Sorry. Roll at disadvantage because he's dodging.
It did roll twice for some reason. So 19.
Not see the rolls because roll 20 is being.
It's above the 21.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, 19 hits.
Okay, so it will be. Hold on, 4 points because it was her offhand.
4 big points of damage.
And she's got to scoot this way.
Yeah.
Actually, doesn't that mean that you can also hit one of the other skeletons?
As it comes back, and could target. Is it close enough? I thought that was.
It is close enough.
Bonk, bonk.
Oh, so,
Bong,
I don't like when there's a large
bong.
creature. It always like throws me off. Okay.
Nope, it's close enough. You're within. You're within.
Do I roll? I roll again, or does it
You-
use the same?
Yes, making a
Roll
separate attack roll
again.
against each.
Okay. Bonk. 10.
That will miss.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
It will come back. And that is it.
Okay.
She'll just like rehook the grappling hook on her belt and switch hands with next round. The boomerang.
So now the guards are going to go, and they're all going to try to kill this skeleton.
You can do it. Probably not.
So, guard A has a short sword. Hits. Guard B has a mace. Misses. And the light crossbow in guard 3. Hits. Short sword, and they have their hands full. They're trying their best. It's not good enough. On the same turn, Melina is going to not be anywhere near this. She's going to move. And looking around, she is going to point out a finger and aim a... Yeah, she's going to make a Sacred Flame as well. At the skeleton attacking you. Mini character sheets.
Does not
And
even
hits.
help her bodyguard.
So, as you are being flanked and harried and wondering how you're going to get out of this, you watch as another burst of flame surrounds the skeleton, and he turns to ash.
Nice.
The rest of the villagers are going to start panicking and running. Taking full double dash actions, just getting out. This one's going to run past. She's going to try to run past, and that skeleton is going to take an attack of opportunity on her. Oh, yeah. Not dead. She manages to, bloodied and probably going to die of bleeding, get out. If he's going to just barely get there. Bartender is going to 5'10". get about there. Artoria!
Whoa! I get to go!
How does it feel to go last?
Well, it's gonna be something I have to get used to. With my -2 dex. So I'm gonna... So just kind of sit in my chair, looking at this asshole. I'm not sitting in the chair anymore, but just looking at this asshole in front of me, like, all, ooh, he's all rolling his blades, ooh. I'm just gonna say, fuck you, and I'm gonna go around this guy instead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna smack at the small one.
Smack at the small one.
Potential smack. Hey! 23.
Hits.
10,
Hits.
but I get to re-roll that too because of great weapon fighting. I should change the way that code is, or not the code, but like it's set up so it'll automatically do it.
Yeah, you should.
Fuck.
Less!
Less damage!
Wop, 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 wop.
Wow.
So you look, and you think you're going to take its spine completely out, and then you sneeze a little bit, and you take less spine than you thought.
Fuck.
Rogue. Do you have any bonus action, Artoria?
Do I? Good question.
Maybe you should have prepared for this before.
We're gonna say no for this round.
Okay. Rogue.
So over by the bar, there's just this big cloud of blue-gray smoke seeping away. It's not enough to get in the way of vision, but obviously whatever firearm just went off wasn't a healthy one. And then you hear just this horrible sound as these two metal-gloved hands on this green-skinned goblin just twist the barrels, grinding. It sounds like somebody doesn't know how to use a clutch. And then he points it once more from hiding at the big skeleton and fires.
Okay. At disadvantage.
At normal because he was hiding, I hope.
Something inside of Prude dies just hearing that noise.
And then bang! And another cloud of smoke and bits of rust and flakes of metal all come off. And then you see the goblin with a free action just reach down one hand, grab a bottle, smack it on the edge of the bar so it starts to break at the top, and pour some whiskey in his mouth, settle down to hide again, and grumble about humans.
Prudence, on your turn, you can take a free action to cry about how bad that noise is, and about how badly his weapon is upkept. However, with a 17, it does hit, and it takes a sizable chunk out of this creature's skull. It's still standing, but barely.
And he will bonus action hide once more, working his way through the high-grade high test.
Does he have the ability to bonus action hide?
He's a goblin.
Goblins.
Oh, right, goblin.
Get the goblins.
Goblins is.
So, hey, skeletons. This one.
Hi, skeletons.
I'm getting flanked again, aren't I?
No. Wait, does the bartender get an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Get him, bartender!
Whack him with a bottle.
Not tankard.
Nope.
-1.
This is a very scared man in his later years of life. So, remember when you were asking if the skeleton bee was going to attack you?
It is now.
Now he is.
Okay.
So first,
With
attack of the
advantage.
guard. Continue to murder the guards. Oh, he not dead, but he close. It's Mortal Kombat happening upstairs, up there, between 3 guards and a single skeleton. Now, 15,
Hit.
and 9.
Hmm.
Seems like whatever chunk that the large split plate wearing, great sword wielding woman did manage to set it off so it couldn't get a clean hit on you. First one deals 7 points of damage.
That is okay.
You have a different definition of okay than I do.
I mean, I'm below half health, but everything's okay.
Snap.
Going to poke his head up, see that that thing has moved, and ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. You know what? Yeah.
Hoorah, motherfucker.
Wind is going to, by my mental command, swoop down, talons outstretched, going to come and basically scrape his talons across whatever's remaining of his skull. In that instance, I am going to cast Shocking Grasp, which I believe Wind was also hiding, so that does count as advantage.
But
So the sneak attack
disadvantage
does-
because it was dodging.
Okay, so at normal. So
So
misses.
6 misses.
And it is going to continue to fly and perch back up in the rafters over here.
Okay, good to know.
Just to be sure, I believe that counts as...
You cast it
Yeah.
through your familiar, so that is your action.
Yes. Yes. Which means bonus action, I'm going to pop back down and reside.
This is going to be a common theme of this campaign.
Yes, it's basically going to be head pops up, head pops down. It's kind of like a... Oh, there's a bird that actually does that. And I can't remember
There's
what
2
it is.
characters that can do it, and I'm going to start making enemies that can play whack-a-mole.
Good luck!
As Snap comes down and Rogue just rolls one of the bottles over towards him.
You
Snap
don't know
just
he's
fucking
there.
disappears.
He's in a different campaign at the moment.
Yeah. At that point, the cloak that he's wearing just completely shifts and blends in with everything around him.
Snap is not sure where Snap is.
Isoba. You are once again surrounded by skeletons.
Yeah, well, fuck you. What on that one?
Oh boy, here comes the great dexterity of a skeleton.
I believe in you, skeleton.
Up.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be with advantage, but it's a natural
Ooh.
20!
Well,
So no!
Hang.
that's better.
So this one skeleton is just gonna hang on.
Um.
Are you going to try to move and risk the attacks?
If I move, do they get advantage on their attacks of opportunity?
Yes.
Then I'm staying fucking put.
Okay. So now, Skeletal Skirmisher. He's going to try to hit something. Actually, what he's going to do...
Oh no.
Floop!
Yep.
And with the 2 left side blades, he is going to swing out at you. While your attention is drawn on the littler one. 17.
Fuck, meets bits.
And... nope.
Hey.
So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey. Fuck.
You also take On top of whatever else you're going to be damaged with, you also take 4 points of poison damage and... Whoops. No, sorry. Should be 4 slashing and 6 poison. Forgot I did that.
Ouch.
As you feel in your back this horribly rusted and bile-covered blade sink in and cleave into you. And he's going to dodge. Because he's a skeleton on the move. Prudence.
Scoot this way a little bit and boomerang this guy, because that's the one that she could reach with the...
Boomerang away. At disadvantage as he's dodging.
Yes. 15?
15 hits. Not a high AC. And as you throw your boomerang, you get right at the base of the neck and take the skull off. It sits there for a moment before falling one way, and the rest of the body falls the other way, collapsing into a pile of bone.
And this one, the other one, or would she be in the way?
No, that's fine.
Boomerang moves in arcs. It goes like pew pew.
He's also way taller than Artoria was. That hits. And again.
Pop.
Artoria gives you a quick thumbs up, like fuck yeah.
The bloodthirsty pink tiefling.
And it just wheels back around and she catches it out of the air.
She just wants to suck the marrow out of their bones. It's okay.
That's 5, 10, 15, 20. There.
Now, the guards are... Do you have a bonus action? Sorry.
Nope.
So now the guards are gonna go. They're gonna try to beat up this skeleton. Okay, now they're gonna take their advantage because they figured it out. Oh boy. Goodbye, skeleton. I knew thee well.
Oh my god, did something.
Yeah, they managed to, as a group, collectively kill that skeleton.
They're trying their hardest.
Melina is going to turn herself towards the remaining skeleton. Cast another Sacred Flame. He's going to make a dex save. As I play with my toys. Nope. Artoria.
Fucking hate skeletons.
As the rest of these patrons. Fucking dip.
Yeah.
She goes up.
I'm gonna zoom around and finish off the last asshole. Maybe finish off.
Swing your mighty sword. Hits.
Swing.
With one hard cleave, you start at the base of the skull and just come out the pelvis. Congratulations, y'all killed some skeletons.
Hell yeah, we're unstoppable.
Little Wind is going to return back to me.
As you all collectively gather your breath for a moment, you can still hear fighting from the outside. You still hear more combat going on.
Prudence is just looking around and she looks at these two. Just like, so what'd you do to piss these guys off? Can't help but notice they went right to you.
Artoria just gives you like a oh fucking really kind of look and throws her arms up in the air. The fuck you mean?
The
Well,
time for
they
questions
bypassed-
is later. Right now, we have people in trouble.
Okay.
So Snap is still in another campaign. He would like to slip around behind the bar and raid whatever coffer is there.
Roll for investigation. So you heal 5 points as this
12.
small woman comes and touches you.
Oh, to me?
Yes.
Nice.
12.
You find about 20 gold pieces.
I'm cool with that. I'm taking it. I'm being quiet about it.
As Snap is coming around the bar, Rogue is climbing up on top of the bar, and he swings his legs around the other side. He whistles,
Paladin.
and from outside, I think you hear woof.
Good dog. Fetch.
And he gestures towards the bones. Happy dog.
You see a gigantic mastiff just run inside, armored to hill, and start chewing on a femur.
After he picks out a nice juicy bone, Rogue calls him over. He slides down
Artoria.
onto the mount's back. Uh-oh, I'm in the wrong order. Can you move Paladin the Mastiff to the back, please?
Wait a minute.
What?
You are Rogue the Gunslinger and Paladin the Mastiff?
Yes.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Unnecessary.
Who doesn't want a Paladin steed?
Unnecessary.
Like everyone watching to know that I was unaware of this choice he made.
That makes me regret not naming my owl Artificer.
Come, Warlock.
Actually, yeah, that would be a good name.
Don't.
Wynn's name is hereby changed into Warlock.
I'm gonna cast Find Familiar and name it Fighter.
I'm gonna beat the ever-living shit out of each and every one of you.
You'll have to find me first. I'm in
Fuck,
another
you're right.
campaign right now, right?
Should I name the extra robot arm wizard?
So as Rogue is going by, you hear what sounds like metal bending and breaking, but it's just him breaking away the pistol, and then he pulls out 2 cartridges that look like they were too big for what he slammed into them, and replaced them. You can see him like grinding down, puts them in there. He's like,
What are you doing?
Reload.
Prudence, you watch as a goblin destroys a perfectly good firearm.
No, that's not how that works. Who made those?
I mean, perfectly good might be a bit of an exaggeration. They're close to 100 years old or so. They look like
Prudence, you watch a goblin destroy antiques.
antiques.
No, 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 no. Screw all the skeletons outside. This is the more important situation right now.
There's people dying, but Prudence just has to tend to this gun.
I agree. This is a more important situation for other reasons.
You can see him
Artoria goes up and starts petting the dog. Completely ignoring the goblin, mind you. She's just like, oh, and then immediately runs up and starts petting the dog.
Come on, we go help.
And it's about this time that you see a shift of color on the floor as I the Kenku pulls back its hood and just shows up.
There's suddenly a bird riding a bird.
The little bird kind of hoots at you guys a little, and I do so in kind.
We're not
Artoria is
sure where the
overwhelmed by the
hooting is
amount
coming
of
from
feathered and fluffy creatures.
Strangely enough, Artoria, this is not the strangest thing you've seen.
I did see a cat who, for a moment, seemed interested in me. Acheron.
And after another moment, the Kenku looks at the goblin and goes, "Reload." Mimicking his voice.
No, it's Rogue. Rogue. And he points to himself. Rogue. Paladin. Rogue. Paladin.
Facts.
Listen, I've seen plenty of paladins, and neither of you are one of them. As Artoria points between you and your dog.
Where did you find this gun? Have you ever serviced it at all? Do you know how? This is you can't leave it like this. You just can't.
This end goes towards the bad guy. This end, your screws. And it's fairly obvious that the trigger's been bent many, many times over.
I'm amazed you still have a face, to be completely honest. She says as, like, her arms and, like, the front of her chest and neck and chin are kind of scarred. Like, not badly, like, it kind of looks like she, like, little nicks of metal have, like, cut into her over time. But,
He seems to hold the gun pretty far out away from himself when he fires, and you can see he's got massive gauntlets on that are wrapped up in leather and cloth, so it looks like any backblast and misfires probably sucked up by these huge mittens he's wearing.
at least you're taking precautions, but I could probably help with this.
I'm only imagining oven mitts.
I mean, kind of metal
Metal.
oven mitts. Like, I kind of envision them as, like, they've got, like, the big metal plate on the back, but then they've got the semi-linked fingers in the inside. Like the good mittens with the fold back with the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, except metal.
Oh, I like those better.
Good to know.
Artoria, you're a paladin. You always have a warm glow.
A warmer glow.
Aww.
So, team, if we could call you as such, you still hear the sounds of combat outside, and the longer you're standing here, the more you're hearing less combat and more.
So Rogue is headed over towards the door.
Also,
only-
investigation check.
Okay.
That's for me. I do believe.
Strangely enough, you find nothing of value on this person. Their clothes are practically in tatters. They
Not
carry
even
no-
a simple ring.
They carry no purse. They carry no rings. They carry nothing of importance.
You also find a paladin hovering over you as you are looking up and down.
Oh,
Or
he already
Corey.
knew you were there. He's just given that kind of quizzical bird look at basically everybody. It's just that at that moment he was giving it to that one.
No, fair enough.
Yes. Oddly enough, this person carries
it's less
nothing.
aggressive. It's more of just a hello. How can I help you? kind of.
Looks you over, kind of does the same thing.
I
As
believe
a ro-
discussion what the Kenku sees.
As Rogue gets up near the doorway, he sort of lets one shoulder slump down, the other one hunches up. He calls out the door,
Sanctuary! Sanctuary!
and gestures anyone who can see him in.
There is no one around that is living, but you sure see a couple of dead bodies.
Meh.
Unless they look like an old gnome, I'm not all that concerned. But are there any mobile dead bodies around?
You don't see any mobile dead bodies. You think that whatever mobile dead bodies were, around came in. You can hear more mobile dead bodies, but you do not see them at the moment. The tavern is a little ways off from the main thoroughfare of the village, which intersects in a cross. In fact, I think I can show you guys as you all start to exit the tavern. It looks like. You are coming up from here.
Oop. Like how you fit just within his ring. Easy.
Size appropriate.
So, as you all rush out and into this, what appears to be a large thoroughfare of the village, I would like you all to take new initiative.
Can I be looting dead bodies along the way?
You can. It will take some actions to do so.
I'm cool with this. I'm less of a rush than they are.
To be fair, we'd probably be taking it slow anywho.
And initiative?
And
Alright,
I
go
do
team.
worse. Ooh, I did a little better.
Artoria, do you leave the princess in the tavern, or do you take her with you?
No, I'd very much make sure she is by my side. If she is not in my sight, she is in danger. She'd be in that pocket in between all of us.
Okay, good to know. Did you find her token? Ooh, the dice played to the narrative. First, the skeletons are all going to go. This one is actually going to see your group and come shambling towards y'all. Because it thinks this is a wise decision. Because it is a skeleton.
Or that's a skill.
Steps the rest of them start moving. So, Prudence, there's a skeleton.
There's a skeleton.
There's a skeleton. Does a 23 hit your armor?
It does.
I would like you to take 5 points of damage.
Bastard.
Now they're going to slowly abuse these guards. Miss. Hit. Super miss. Actually, a guard gets an attack of opportunity. Hits and probably kills. Nope. Let's see. This one is going to shoot at Artoria. Because now you're starting to enter an area where the skeletons have bows. So this one is going to take a shot at Artoria. 20.
Yeah, that hits. Oh, damn.
8 points of damage.
Why is everything against me tonight? God damn.
Because you're choosing to go first. Like the plate wearer that you are.
Better than any of the squishies. Better me than the squishies did.
Okay. And now you hear this massive footfalls in the distance. As you hear something just stomping and stalking around. Birds get to go. They're going to be useless, I'm sure.
I believe in you, guards.
Two of them hit. Guards are doing their best.
Because that's all they can do.
Because otherwise they're going to fucking die.
Hoorah.
They're still probably going to fucking die.
They're probably still going to die. Rogue! Not the rogue, but rogue. Rogue and Paladin.
Rogue sort of looks across, looks at the skeleton that's run up, says,
Look out!
and then he swings around a big stick with a pointy bit on it, basically over her head and down at the skeleton, and then tries to spear him real quick. Eh?
Eh? Yeah, goodbye, skeleton. As you poke. You just right through its eye socket down at the back and lift, and you take the head and nothing else.
And then as he has the head and nothing else, he and his mount rush down here, press up against the wall, and Rogue tries to hide behind the building.
Okay.
And that's it.
Artoria.
I have Hive in the initiative. Hold on. Let me just check the range on the thing. Alrighty. So Artoria's gonna kind of turn around to Melina. Just go, run up, hide, something, get out of here. Stay safe. And she's gonna run straight this ways. See, can I? I probably can't quite see the big house.
You cannot see him. That is a wall.
Got it. So I'm gonna go there.
If you're doing what I think you're doing, you would get him.
Nah, I'm not doing what you're thinking yet. And I am going to. Fuck you, Casey. Safer than in the unknown with some shady town guards. And I'm going to use. Oh wait, I have spells.
But you're a paladin. You don't use those.
You're right. I'm going to use Lay on Hands instead. Because I'm really low on health. I'm going to pump all of my Lay on Hands so that I don't die. And I don't really have. Actually, you know what? Wait.
Is Lay on Hands an action or a bonus action?
That is an action, but I do have a bonus action that I can do.
Okay.
Then do it.
And I'm gonna do it! I'm going to use my Necrotic Shroud ability.
I believe that's an action.
Nope, it's a bonus action. Wait. Oh no, it's different than the other sub-race. You're right, it is an action. Fuck. That's weird. I don't know why those two things are so different. Okay.
Because it's also has a fear effect.
Yes, you're right. Okay. I do not do anything at all, actually.
We were inspired by your activities.
Thanks.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Snap! You said you were going to spend your turn looting bodies.
Yes.
As you run and you spend your entire movement and action doing this, you find 3 short swords, 2 short bows, about 27 silver, and 15 gold pieces.
27 silver, 15 gold pieces. You said short swords?
3 short swords and 2 short bows.
Sure. I'll add those into my list.
And about 23 arrows.
So, 3 short swords, 2 short bows. And you said how many arrows? 23?
23.
Thank you. I will continue to loot. Oh, if there is any cover in between my way there.
There is very little. You're in an open area.
That is fine. I can still pull my hood up and attempt to stealth, yes?
Unfortunately, there's nothing to obscure you.
Not including the 3 people in front of me?
Roll, but you don't have the advantage. You're at disadvantage to do this. But because
That's fine. 17.
Okay, this was more to see. Aim at them first.
Yep. But anyhow, they also have disadvantage on perceiving me. Because hood is up.
Bubblegum tiefling.
Gonna scoot over here. And would she see this one as she gets down there?
Yep.
So she was gonna aim at this one and go, oh crap, there's one.
And that one can see you, and it's going to take a shot at you. Because it held its action.
What, this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Natural
Ow.
20. So, as going by the rules of engagement of the, because I can't do it for NPCs, you take whatever dice damage and then the maximum dice as a crit. So that'd be 7 plus 6. So 13 points of damage.
Okay. That changes what she's gonna do because ow.
As you turn the corner, you just get an arrow that sinks just under your throat.
Go. So she's gonna pull that out with one hand and like slap her other hand to the chest to cast Cure Wounds because fuck, that was unexpected.
Okay, roll for healing.
Hume.
Okay, that's half of it.
And that's it. She got distracted by getting an arrow in the throat.
As your
pretty
arcane
fair.
magics weave the wound back together. Isoba. It's like a fuck ton of skeletons out here, man.
That is one of them, yes?
That is one of them. Skeleton, dex save. No.
3 radiant damage.
As
And
he
then-
continues to
And then to dear Prudence.
get another 2 points of healing, Prudence.
Thanks, bro.
And I'm going to move up a bit.
And for the record, chat room, critical hits in this game work as you get the maximum number of whatever damage die you roll as the crit bonus. So if you roll a d6 for damage, you get a 6, and then whatever you rolled.
Because getting low damage crits fucking suck.
Yep, nothing hurts worse than double ones for a crit. The skeletons!
Rattle, 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 rattle.
The ones that are attacking are going to keep doing so.
Buggers.
Hit. Think hit. Nope, miss. Miss. So this guard takes 6 damage and is halfway dead. These guys continue to fight. He's going to move over there. I have to see if he sees you. Oh, they're not wise. Oh, they're not wise at all. No, he does not notice the Mastiff and the Goblin.
We're very casual.
So he's going to move over there. So, Prudence first. The guy in front of you. 21 to hit.
Yep.
And the archer. 17 to hit.
I think so. Yes.
Ooh. So 15 points of damage.
Still standing, barely.
Now Artoria.
Yep.
Arrow. Nope. Arrow.
Nope.
Short
Yeah.
sword. Nope. So you take 5 points of damage from an arrow piercing you.
Ow. Asshole.
Forgetting a skeleton. I think I am. I am not. And now... That's body. I did not want to grab the body.
Holy shit!
Big boy.
Big boy indeed. And he is going to gore at you.
Oh, awesome.
Algor?
He's flanking, so...
That's not flanking. You cannot. Fuck, you can't draw a line through me.
I can very specifically
large
draw a
creature.
line through you.
I hate large creatures.
It still misses. So you just avoided taking...
Oh. I don't even see the roll, but alright. Cool. Yeah, I missed. Yeah!
Oh, sorry. It went to GM for some fuck all reason. It was a 13.
Cool.
You avoided taking 48 plus
I don't
4
want to know.
piercing damage.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. He was set in GM whisper for some reason. Alright, the guards are gonna try to not die.
I have no faith in them to do that. I mean, yeah, they can do it.
You were correct. Oh, that one hits. And that skeleton's dead because it had 1 HP.
Hey, they did it. They got one.
They got 1.
Way to go, guards.
Rogue, you are
Alright.
stealthed behind the skeleton.
I am a ninja. I'm a rogue ninja fighter.
Flank his little bony ass.
No,
Shoot
we
again.
were going to stab with my lance at advantage from stealth. Kwachow.
Hits.
23 to a skeleton.
Quit chow.
He's still alive,
Wait, he
But-
is not. He
but barely.
liar. Lies.
He has 13 HP.
Damnable
Telling
lies.
lies.
He has 13 HP. You have
Telling
failed
lies.
Prudence. You have failed Prudence. She is going to die.
We will accent surge. And we will shift slightly.
He now knows you're there.
Yes, he does, but he's going to be flanked by me and my buddy. And we will stab once more with advantage for flanking. And fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
There
that'll
we
do.
go.
You now
That'll do.
have 2 skulls on your lance.
You now have 2 skulls on your lance. Actually, you still only have 1 because the second one, as you pierced through, broke the first one.
That's okay. And then we will dash, which will get us up to a total of 80. Hang on, I've moved too many times. That was 10.
I have to check to make sure. Do goblins have... Is that what they have? Is they have cunning action?
Yes.
No, this is the mount dashing.
Oh, right. You're on a mount.
Okay, and then we're going to run all the way the heck up here.
Wowzers.
Wowzers indeed.
And we're going to be like,
Bozers to bozer
Get him.
posers.
and gesture towards the skeleton we now have flanked. But that will be my actions.
Unfortunately, I think Artoria has bigger problems. Speaking of which...
Speaking of bigger problems, I am going to use my channel divinity.
Okay.
Control undead.
There it
Okay.
is.
Make a wisdom save.
For which one?
The Minotaur.
Oh, no.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's a fail with a 4.
Yes, he's mine.
Oh, jeez.
My, oh my, oh, the turntables.
Wait, what's its challenge rating?
You don't know.
But
It
that's
is
pertinent
it's a-
information.
Yes,
It
it
is
is
a
pertinent.
challenge rating of 2.
Oh,
Okay.
you are so freaking lucky.
Yeah, I would have gotten fucked if it was CR3, but hey, it's mine! And that's my action.
It'd been really funny if you tried to do that in the skirmisher.
Oh, is this skirmisher a CR3?
4.
Oh, I didn't.
But either way, you now have an undead at your control.
I do. For the next 24 hours.
Or until you use it again.
Okay, Snap. You have
Guys, we got an undead minute.
you have spent the last round picking pockets.
Yes. Well, not picking pockets, looting the dead.
Picking the pockets of the dead.
Yeah.
There is very little difference.
Are you going to continue to do so?
Yes! They look like they got it under control, so why not?
It appears you've run out of things to loot.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I'll just finally amble up. Still with my hood drawn. And, Yeah, the little owl. The little owl that could. Actually, what is the range from here? I'm assuming that's a skeleton, yes?
That's a skeleton.
Good. As much fun as it would be to loot the body of that guard, the little owl is going to fly by and shocking grasp, which I believe the 10 misses,
The 10 will miss.
and an additional 15 feet.
Okay. Bonus action.
Yeah, I'll bonus action hide again,
Okay.
using the half-elf lady. I mean, come on, I'm tiny. Well, not tiny, but...
Welcome back, Casey. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, accidentally wandered away.
Prudence.
Run!
Good choice.
Promptly retreat.
And another cure wounds.
Payton, remind me if your channel divinity is a concentration to hold the creature under your control.
No,
It
it is
does
just under
not
my
say.
control for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Yep. Or I can keep it. I can just keep it going.
Yeah. Tactical error on her part, returning. She good. No bonus action.
Also, Zach, you want to sauce me the Minotaur's shoot?
No.
But I control it.
No, you just command it.
Command.
I will do the rolling.
Fair enough. I do just command. Okay. Okay.
Also, because that requires me finagling character sheets.
This I understand.
All right, Prudence, do you have any bonus sections or anything?
Nope.
Nope. Just hiding.
Well, withdrawing. She's not hiding.
Just hiding. Got it.
There's more fuckers down that way.
Many more fuckers down there. All right, Isoba.
I have to ask myself a question. Because I can tell that she has this thing charmed. But I don't know if I care. I suppose for the time
Roll
being,
for morals.
I suppose for the time being, I will shift my plan and Sacred Flame that much.
All right. Dex save. Yep.
Oh, I am just not rolling well. This is a bummer.
I'm rolling really well.
No, I mean
Yes,
on my
you
damage
are.
rolls. Anyway, that's all.
All right. The skeletons.
Yeah, Skeletor.
Nah!
He-Man. What's this one doing down there? I was missing one.
Oh, Jesus.
And this little one is going to dash. Get in range to shoot everyone. So
You'll have
let's
to make a
start
perception at
skeleton.
disadvantage.
Start with skeletons versus guards. Hits. Misses. Oh, he did.
Guard, no.
I do get to loot his body after all.
So he gone. And
Isoba will remember that.
Oh, the guard that looked like Geralt, no.
Well, see, here's the thing. The Kenku can actually speak common. He can understand it, but he can't speak it, so any of the comments I'm making are not him. More like his mental thought process.
okay, so now we're gonna start taking pot shots at Artoria, because suddenly actually the first one is coming to you, Isoba. As that one by the building shoots at you. I think that's a nope.
That's a no.
Okay, Artoria, these are for you. Nope. Yes.
There's a very large minotaur between both of those archers, and do I get like any sort of cover?
No. 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And the guy behind you, who was flanked with the Minotaur, now is not. Nope.
Nope, indeed.
Flanking, very important. When you
Yep.
have no bonus to hit. I believe that is all my skeleton friends. Yes, that is it. The big skeleton.
Go take out the archers!
Oh. Oh.
Guard attack. Gore, motherfucker.
Oh,
So this could be interesting.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that hits.
I think that skeleton's just
So I'm gonna roll with this just to see what happens. Just to show Artoria what she missed. So this skeleton is now powder.
Its bones
That's a
are
lot of
rattled.
damage. Rattle me
The
bones.
guards look confused. You're gonna try to kill the skeleton. Sword. Oh, with advantage. still hits. And mace. Even with... Nope, still hits.
Come on, guards. Come on, guards.
8 plus 5. Yep, that does it. Dead skeleton. Rogue.
The skeleton flanked between us. Attack!
Miss.
That sucked.
You try for 3, and you just kind of miss the angle and just whiff right past its head. Nearly hitting Artoria.
Oh. Frowns. Take my bonus action disengage and encourage Paladin to disengage as well. And we'll just back up a bit. And that'll be it.
Artoria.
Critter! There are still quite a few skeletons left, and disengaging is not on my best of ideas. I'm going to go ahead and... That's a bonus action. Fuck. I'm an idiot. Back to that later, though. Or back to that now, actually.
As we see the benefits of looking at our character sheet midway through combat.
I thought it was an action, because it's a pretty solid spell. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
+2 to your AC.
Hell yeah.
Shield of Faith is a...
That is a concentration, though, yes. Well, hopefully using it will help me keep my concentration first. But yeah, okay. I swing. Have I seen either of the skeletons take a hit?
The one in front of you has been fighting with the guard he murdered.
I'll avenge the guard.
That hits.
And avenge the guard I shall!
Oops, that's not you. Yes, you do. You avenge that guard.
Smack.
Skeleton flies into bits and pieces.
And then I'm gonna kind of move around. So like there. Just getting closer to the group.
Snap.
Yeah, Snap's still just hiding there. He's got that telepathic link with the little tiny owl. And that little tiny owl is just going to go zooming straight past Artoria's shoulder. Pause there. Not really pausing, it's more the talons raking across. Shocking grasp. 15 for 8 lightning because sneak attack does not apply.
To which skeleton?
The skeleton right here.
Yes. You finally managed to get that trick to work, and you see a lot of the bones start to jar and crack and break.
Yep.
But he's still standing.
Yep. And for the rest of the movement, it's going to be back to me. And bonus action, hide. I got more cover here now. Ooh, 27. It's good.
All right. Prudence.
Okay. Is going to get a couple feet, steps. Let me measure. Quick one. And then boomerang that guy to the south.
Boomerang away.
Boomerang. That is not the image that's supposed to be there. But,
It's a good image,
this.
but it is not the image. That'll miss.
Why did that image not work? And she's gonna scoop back those 15. And I will fix that image.
You're so distracted by your next invention that you fail to hit the skeleton. Isoba.
Isoba's finally going to use a spell slot against that guy. Guiding bolt.
Against which one? Hits.
Southward.
Roll for damage. That'll do it.
Wow.
The bolt, as you fire it off, the golden ray hits it right in the chest and just blows all the ribs and the spine clean off. The skeleton falls in 2 pieces before breaking apart.
I blow on the tip of my staff because it is surely smoking.
The Minotaur skeleton!
Continue working on the archers.
Because, you know.
Back up for the charge.
Oh, yeah.
He is a very effective ally.
Boy, that could have really fucked you up.
I shall name him John.
Where is this?
Oh, the skeletons were supposed to go.
Oh.
I delete the one that was supposed to go there. So the 2 remaining skeletons. This one is going to stab at Artoria. Because it has nothing else to do.
Try him a bit.
Nope. And this one is going to shoot at Prudence. And hit.
Fuck you.
It's been chasing you this entire time.
Where is it standing now?
There.
It took me forever to spot it too.
I was like, where?
They blend in. It's camouflage. 5 points of damage. Now the guards. Guards are confused.
Guards.
They're going to attack the Minotaur.
Don't!
That's not supposed to be with advantage. 18 will hit, though. I think so will 14. Yes.
Ouch. His
That'll
bones.
be 13 points of damage to the Minotaur skeleton. As of this point, they're just in combat mode and just attacking anything made entirely of bone. Rogue!
Rogue rides along, attacks with his lance, flanking with advantage. 24?
It's...
Kaboom.
And he just comes down here to spectate.
Rogue is doing what Prudence was doing in the tavern.
Done.
Artoria!
Alright. She's just gonna. Maybe it wasn't clear enough, but the Minotaur's on our side now.
Roll a persuasion check. With disadvantage, as they've been fighting skeletons
That's fair.
and watching all of their friends die to skeletons.
That's fair.
And watching their villagers die to skeletons.
I understand.
They're going to keep attacking the skeletons.
They're lucky it ain't attacking back. Alright, and then Artoria herself is gonna move on down to this Scully boy. And Kasmak
for smack.
Damn it.
Kermiss.
I hit the wall.
You misjudge how tall your greatsword is, and it just kind of gets stuck at the overhang on the roof,
All
and you have
strength
to
and no
take the
dex.
rest of your turns getting it out. Snap! It's a dead guard right over here.
I know. How far is that?
Well,
Hmm.
you know, in looting range.
Actually, you know it is in looting range. Even at my 30 feet.
Christ's sake.
You wanna know why?
My man's got priorities.
As my action, I am going to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
As my bonus action, I'm going to have that Mage Hand go over to that guard and loot all of his coin purse.
Okay.
Because Arcane Trickster.
You have a coin purse. Take it into the next round to see what's in it.
That's fine.
Prudence.
She doesn't have to move this time. Boomerang. This guy.
Boomerang.
Ugh. I got the right image that time.
No.
She hurts.
I like that image better.
Roll a d20 real quick.
Swear to God.
Roll another attack. Artoria, a boomerang
Oh, Jesus.
slams into your armor.
I slowly turn my head like, who the fuck?
Then you just see the boomerang returning to Prudence.
Returns.
Just slowly floats back into Prudence's hand.
She just shrugs. Eh.
Just a deadpan, like, not the time, not the place.
Natural ones. Natural ones.
Bully.
Isoba. This single skeleton's gonna be the death of y'all.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
That
You
hits.
are.
He's still standing.
The bugger.
But he's slower.
Nope. The skeleton's gonna take out his short sword by dropping his bow. He's gonna do a stab.
Stab.
I want him to
Oh,
get a
man.
natural 20 and kill Artoria.
I'll be a little upsetty spaghetti.
Hey,
Aha,
he'll
Shield
hit.
of Faith!
Oh, you're right.
You
Now
skeleton.
it's the Minotaur's turn. Got silly.
There
Go.
are technically no more archers left.
Go up, hide around the buildings. Just don't be near the guards.
Okay, the guards are gonna take an attack of opportunity. Misses. Hits.
Bonk.
For 4 damage. He's gonna try to hide. That's an action. He's gonna try to hide. And hide he does.
He just sits down. He just like the Bastion sit emote. He just stretches out his arms and slowly falls backwards.
He falls backwards, taking out part of the wall of this building.
Good job.
That he now embeds himself in. The guards gotta follow.
Oh,
She's gonna continue on her way.
Also, as a fun fact, that Mage Hand is back in my possession,
Yes.
because I can use my cunning action to pull it back.
The
Realize
dude
that
with
is
the mace is gonna keep swinging because he wasn't very stealthy, as it seemed.
Oh,
6 points of damage as they just wail on this thing.
These dumb motherfuckers.
Rogue.
Okay, Rogue's going to take a quick glance around. Does anyone seem to be wounded rather than dead on the ground?
No.
Okay. So he doesn't see anybody who looks like they're in immediate help. So he just does a full end run using his mount's dash action. No, don't go there. He just swings actually wider than that, so he doesn't get in the skeleton's range to come around here. Advantage attack. Lance. 25 for
Hits.
7?
He's dead!
Yeah.
Wahoo!
Yahoo.
Yeah. And he looks over at the Minotaur and he's like, Looks back to Artoria, looks at the Minotaur. He's done for now.
Question mark.
To
Artoria.
be continued?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Fantastic. She'll just kind of go up, like, put her hands on his shoulders, like, calm down, the fight's over. And, like, swing him around towards her.
And roll another persuasion check. Again with disadvantage. You see this guard, bloody, cut up, sweating, this kind of horrified look in her eye, stare directly at you, and backswing at the Minotaur.
I fucking grapple her.
roll an athletics check.
Perhaps
Stop
explain your
beating on my new
reasoning.
friend.
20. No, she is
What the
grappled.
hell is with your rolls tonight? God damn, Zach.
Don't worry
It's
about
not
it.
high enough, but like, jeez, you've rolled nothing under like 10 or 15.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Alright, she's grappled. And her friend sees you doing this. As you're currently aiding an undead creature.
An undead creature that is currently sitting down, just chilling.
So for the rest of the party that can't see what just happened, you just see Rogue get the expression that coined the phrase gobsmacked. His like lower jaw just almost unhinges as it drops. He's like,
Is that your turn?
I mean, I've only got like 6 seconds, and I've probably just had 6 seconds of stuff.
Yes. We're gonna break turn order now, as combat seems to have ended.
has it?
No.
We're gonna see.
Well,
So, as you grab this battle-worn guard after an attack of undead creatures filled her village, she is justifiably upset.
And it's less of a like, oh, I've got her under the arms and like an arm lock. It's more of a like, I'm pinning her arms to her side, like staring her down, like, it's okay, stop fighting. Less of a wrestler move and more of a arms pinned at her side.
If you're not trying to hold her down, you're not holding her.
Okay, I guess one arm's across her back, the other's but
Anyhow.
Because this is a panicked woman who just lost most of her village.
What's that other guard look like he's about to do?
Kill Artoria.
Cool. Little owl lights from my shoulder.
Just a random question. All the dead guards and stuff around, did any of them have a shield?
Yes.
Well, at some point, she wants to wander over and pick up that shield and give it to her robot arm to hold.
Okay, you give it your robot arm. At the same time, this guard comes over to you, Artoria, and starts screaming, waving his mace in your face. Unhand her immediately!
Shocking grasp.
Oh! Fuckity.
a man's got tased.
Ooh.
Tased until his eyeballs exploded.
Okay, he's not down. Boy, did that hurt.
And the little owl is going to use the rest of its movement to perch on top of the roof.
Okay, now they assume you're hostile.
No, the Minotaur's
So,
under my control. Stop.
The guard. Now that something has attacked this woman, this man, that you're holding the woman, they're both going to start attacking you. That'll miss. Now the dude with the mace. Miss. As you're desperately trying not to get hit, but now they're aggressive. What are you all doing?
I am coming around the corner. I'd like to get to there.
Actually, hold on. That was 14 damage. Because what I rolled plus the maximum, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's dead.
Do I come around the corner to see that?
You see Artoria holding one guard and another dead at her feet.
And an owl flying away, and an owl flying away.
By the time he gets around the corner, the owl's perched on top of the roof.
The owl can move 60 feet. It's gone.
You guys have caused an issue now.
The Minotaur ain't worth this.
Artoria is
Isoba
mortified
is-
at the dead guard.
It's more
Isoba
that
is going to
he
cast
didn't
Create
appreciate.
Bonfire.
Well, the guard isn't dead, but he's just fucked up on the ground. He's going to start rolling death saves in a second.
Isoba is going to cast Create Bonfire in the Minotaur space.
Okay, it's not resisting.
And use my last healing light to keep that guard from not dying.
Okay, the guard stabilizes and comes back to consciousness.
Let it go! We are done here.
Who are you saying this to?
I'm saying this to Artoria. And Create Bonfire just
Blasts.
keeps doing damage as long as I'm concentrating.
Roll again. Actually,
Actually,
at this point,
Artoria / Minotaur get a turn.
yes, but choose wisely.
She's gonna have the Minotaur. So she'll to the person in her grasp, like, just calm down, I'll let you go, okay?
You killed my fucking friend!
I am holding you. I can't kill your friend. I would never kill a human.
She's just struggling. Roll to maintain grapple.
Just let her go. Trust me.
And I will let her go. But can I let her go over here? Because her friend is there. I want to put her there next to her friend.
First
If
you
I,
would
if, I,
have
if
to.
I succeed in athletics, can I like plop her down there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I succeed.
Yeah.
So I kind of like pick her up, put her down there, let go, just like you're okay, nothing's gonna hurt you, and I tell the Minotaur to get out of dodge.
You're telling him to run?
I tell him to leave the axe on the ground and to just kind of walk away.
Okay. The Minotaur gets up, further ruining the building, and starts to just fucking walk.
I'm gonna keep blasting it. It's an abomination.
It is
Okay.
under my control.
Roll
And
for
it shouldn't exist.
You gotta
if
pick
it-
your battles better.
If it's getting far away, I'm gonna start Eldritch blasting it.
hits.
And it is slowed.
Really, would it be that far? Yeah, it would be about there. Roll for damage.
I can do this all day. Let it die.
You ignorant fools, have you no respect for the dead?
As you
have
say
you?
that, Artoria, you fall unconscious. You all watch as Artoria screams out, "Have you no respect for the dead?" She immediately falls unconscious.
Yeah, at that point, one's just going to fly back to me. Perch back on my shoulder. And Snap and him are going to take a step around the corner. And poof.
I have to check something.
As I have my mage hand stealthily loot things.
I have to check something real quick.
Can we take a break while you're checking that thing?
Yes, because I think the Minotaur is now out of Artoria's control.
If it is not a concentration effect, I do not believe that it applies.
But she's
only ever
also
runs
not
out after 24
conscious.
hours. It only ever runs out after the 24 hours runs out.
Yeah, usually for
I can
control.
I copied and pasted the entire thing from the Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
I can put it back in the chat if you want.
I am going to go pee while we figure this out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, the control of it is much like
Raise
Animate
dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Animate Dead in that respect. It's
Okay.
basically
I was just making sure we weren't going
Yeah.
back into combat. We're gonna take a break.
that's cool.
I'll be back.
Yay!
I am back.
Yay!
Was there any decision made?
The undead is still under control, is walking away, and then I assume you guys are blasting the hell out of it, but I haven't heard that decision yet.
I am blasting the hell out of it continuously.
Rogue, in the meanwhile, has moved up to the person that was accompanying the undead lover and is covering her with a pistol. Because it seems sensible.
The Kenku, after a couple more moments of looting this person, would probably step around the corner just in time to see another Eldritch Bolt blast by.
Perchow! Perchow!
Yeah.
By the way, Acheron, do you have a little disclaimer under your character sheet, like inspired by David?
No. Because David is not Arcane Trickster.
I just meant the looting the bodies while battle is still engaged.
This little Kenku gives no craps about anybody in the party.
That's fair.
It's just the
Yet?
redhead. The redhead wants to keep her new pet. The two idiots are trying to take her new pet away from her. Therefore, the two idiots must be taken care of.
I mean, undead really don't make good pets, but
I'm a Kenku. You expect me to know this?
I mean, they're still like the only categorically evil spell in Dungeons and Dragons.
Debatable.
It's not, though. The book pretty much comes out and says making undead is an evil act.
Debatable.
Can be an evil act.
I feel like they pretty well say it is.
No, they say it. They say that necromancy in general is generally frowned upon in most circles, but it's not outright illegal.
Necromancy is generally frowned on. Making undead is pretty much the evils.
That is
Well,
how
what if you
do
had
it.
like necromancer or like a grave cleric or something that just had a bunch of skeletons or zombos like tending a garden, and like that's what they're just like help.
Okay.
You know, like
I've played that route and it works out.
So a skeleton is a medium undead, lawful evil. So if you make a
Yes.
skeleton, you are literally making evil. It is. You can't.
That's debatable.
I mean, you could take that evil and make
Those
it
alignments,
do something good.
those alignments are. If you are in
They're
control,
4 letters. It's not hard.
if you're in control of an undead, it shares your element.
I mean, I feel like that's a house rule. I don't see that anywhere here. I just see evil.
I mean, it's not like a race. Zombies and skeletons have no control over their own doings. They only follow what they're told to do. And if they're told to do something bad, good person, they themselves are good.
No. You see,
Technically.
that
Hey,
lasts
check your DMs.
that
Yeah.
lasts 24 hours. After 24 hours, they become evil.
Until they get controlled again.
Yeah, but
No,
evil.
look, an irresponsible necromancer is
Oh, yes. Yes.
is something that should be shunned
Yes.
from society.
Yes,
But
of
a
Fucking
course.
proper
Shannon,
necromancer
it's
who
great.
knows what they're doing.
How could this possibly get out of hand?
well, can't you only have like 3 at a time with that spell?
Oh no, you can have hordes of them. You just can't control them all the next day.
If you can cast it at a higher level and control more.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's also higher level versions that do different, like Don's Macabre, but or whatever. It's
That doesn't
fucking called.
last very long.
Macabre.
Yeah, that one's that's just like a short term, but
The Dance Macabre.
Macabre. Hey, Macabre.
Dance macabre.
Dance Macarena.
One of you.
But yeah, by default, you can control up to 2 zombies or skeletons with animate dead. At higher levels, that bumps up to 4.
I thought it was
Necromancers
3.
can control more. Necromancers can control 3 right at the start.
That's like their thin, I think.
Okay.
Regardless, it is entirely feasible to create an undead horde at high levels.
Yes.
Especially if you just keep stuffing, you raise skeletons and just keep stuffing them in the bags of holding.
Oh yeah. How could that possibly be construed of as evil?
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I've seen green texts of that where like people talk about their D&D stories and how they over the span of like multi-year campaigns filled bags of holdings and as a necromancer, and then during the big final boss fight released about like 200 or like no, just thousands of skeletons into a single fight.
What you want to do is you want to use kobolds because they're nice and small. You can pack them in.
They can't breathe.
Kobolds have to breathe well.
Kobold zombies. Just go out and clear out a kobold nest, turn them all into zombies.
Zombies.
God,
Zombolds.
Zombolds.
And I was wrong.
All right.
At third
All
level,
right.
it is 4.
Zombolds, not to be confused with zombie beholders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different
Wouldn't
fight.
that be a good?
So, bringing it back. Artoria's on the ground. And the Minotaur is now, without order, standing there.
Its last order was to walk away. Was it not?
Yeah. But it's also slowed. So what are you all doing?
So
I mean,
Rogue's gonna. Go ahead.
I'm faster than it and can continue doing damage to it.
Well, you're the same speed as it. As long as you keep hitting, you can move at 40.
That's true.
Anyhow. Not knowing that my little friend is down, unconscious, I'm going to peek around the corner and see as such. And
This
do
guard
I-
is turning to try to take care of the other guard that just got fucking zapped.
Do I see Isoba still trying to, or about to cast another Eldritch Blast?
So are you about
You
to cast
would?
another Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Can I have you make me a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw? You are now prone on the ground, laughing uncontrollably.
I would like to say that this is probably going to end the campaign.
Just long enough for the Minotaur to walk away.
I Okay.
Artoria, at this point, you wake up.
To hysterical laughter? Or hideous
Yeah.
laughter, I suppose is the better term.
So he's going to carry on moving.
She'll get up and just kind of she'll like hold her head in pain probably. Like,
Oh yeah, you imagine the worst hangover you've ever experienced.
which is probably many.
And then multiply that by several times.
Mm-hmm. She'll get up and be like, I'm sorry everyone, I lose my place in the heat of battle. And she'll draw her great sword and start walking towards the Minotaur and she'll go, come back here and stand before me.
Gonna start heading back.
And she'll move up like over here. Or she'll move to like there reasonably.
Now it is without axe and standing before you.
And she'll raise her sword above her head and bring it down upon the Minotaur.
And at that point, I'll be dropping concentration on hideous laughter.
Yeah, since it can't resist, you just cleave until it's gone.
Or for the sake of narrative, she'd raise her sword. She'd raise her sword. It would burst into divine energy as she puts a divine smite into it, and in one fell sweep just obliterates it.
So that was a ride. What are the rest of you doing?
Isoba fell over, laughing. She's gonna rush over and try to just like.
Well, he's no longer laughing.
Well, when
Yeah.
he fell over initially, he's gonna just kind of like run over and be like, snap out of it! What, who? Just sort of looking around trying to figure out who did and why. Because as far as skeletons don't look smart enough to cast spells, so she is on edge.
DM, do I know who did?
Yeah. He never went back into stealth.
All right.
I still have my hood pulled up, and it would still be disadvantaged to perceive me.
But you
But
broke
you aren't
stealth.
hiding.
That is correct.
Casting pulls you out of stealth.
Isoba is going to stand up and take out his helmet. DM, you know what this helmet does.
I know what this helmet does.
Isoba is going to put on the helmet.
As you approach
Okay.
her, she'd make a note of like sheathing her sword and like taking a neutral stance.
Artoria,
Mm-hmm.
what are your surface thoughts right now?
It would probably be something along the lines of shit. That's bad first impression. I need a drink.
Isoba,
And
as you
something
reach into the
story-related.
surface thoughts of Artoria, you are met with the gate of a pale white mask.
I'm sorry, what was that last bit?
You are met with the gate, something blocking you from entering her mind, of a pale white mask.
I switched to the bird. Does the bird have independent thoughts?
The bird does have independent thoughts.
It just
However-
lacks creativity.
Caca seeds. Caca.
Nah, it's more like body, loot, shiny things. Because at this point, by the time you've walked up, it's turned around and is focusing on the dead body on the ground.
You hear in your mind, do not do that again.
No reaction.
I take off the helmet. I turn to Artoria. Who is the girl?
Who is still being held at gunpoint by Rogue.
I don't know that.
Not so much at gunpoint, just with a gun pointed at her.
That would be at gunpoint.
No, I mean, it's an indirect gunpoint. Like, the gun's pointed at the space behind her. She just happens to be...
You're like
Between
leaning
with
on the head,
gun-
like leaning on the head of your dog, like the gun's in your hand, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just he waves it around a little bit, tracking from, like her toes to her forehead, back to her toes. Just vague, general...
So what you're
perfect
saying
area.
is at gunpoint.
He's conversational. He's like,
So, where are you from?
But
Say.
so Artoria would have seen
Nothing of this. There's a building in the
no,
way.
no. From earlier, like Isoba using very obviously divine magic, like casting the guiding bolt, casting the sacred flame, healing people, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Sure.
So she'll like look you up and down, and be like, I'm. Then she looked to the bird and be like, and then she looked to the tiefling and be like, Well, you lot are noble enough to stick by my side while we fought them. I guess I can't hurt to tell.
Meeting
You all are on the side of the living, right? And the side of the non-demonic. God, I'm bad at this. I can trust you, right? You probably can't trust me, but after what you saw, but can I go the other way around?
I suppose it depends on what you are trusting us with.
I suppose it does, doesn't it?
Who is that girl?
And Artoria will kind of be like rubbing her forehead with her palm, like running her hand through her hair, like ah.
She the one they were all after? I mean, in the tavern, they came right to you guys.
Yes.
Actually, they went right to Isoba.
That is true, but
True.
And the guards.
The
and
big one
villagers.
went right after.
Zach, is this my first? Is this my first of seeing the undead, or will I have been dealing with them?
No. This is your first dealing with undead.
Yeah. Yes. this is my.
I
first
mean,
time seeing
since you
these
left the
undead.
village, it's your first time dealing with undead.
Yes.
And to be fair, Prue wasn't paying all that much attention until like the big guy went after them. So that's what she.
Yes.
It clicked in.
Prue's thought process was skeletons. Back to work. Oh shit, skeletons.
Pretty much.
But where was it? Yes. I don't know why the undead are after us. I haven't even seen. This is my first of seeing them. I have no idea why they'd be after us, other than that girl is the Princess Melina of Ministel.
Gross, but okay.
All of Isoba, Prudence, Snap, roll history.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Roll a history check. You've all heard of Ministel, and you've all can take a vague guess that the king would have children. You've never heard of Melina, say. You've heard of other children, though.
Oh yeah, and that blinked on my side, and I would know that she's the lesser known of everyone. But
So why have you come here?
I'm sorry, but I'm not here to detect thoughts. I don't speak a language. I know languages, but I don't speak.
oh shit. But yeah. So. Oh yeah, you'd probably just hear chirping and other bird noises when reading your thoughts, right?
Well, the idea of detect thoughts is you don't get words, you get emotions, and you get things. You would still understand the basic concept of feeling, which is greed, shiny interest,
Whoops,
hunger.
I've been accidentally muted myself, sorry.
That's cool.
He would still get the basic concept.
I was gonna say, Prue would, like, when she mentions that this is a princess such and such, I think Prue would be like, well, let's just sort of start, like, naming like princes and princesses that she knows, and be like, you know, when royalty has kids, it's usually a big deal. This isn't a name I recognize. Rich people in their parties, you know.
And Artoria would kind of frown at that, like, you don't know her. Actually, Zach, yeah.
He said that she wasn't a well-known one.
She wasn't well known.
Right.
In fact,
Wasn't known.
What? I just realized, would I know that? Because I was only with them for
you would
a
know.
short amount of
Because
time.
even
Okay.
in the short amount of time you were there, you hardly knew them.
The king kept her under wraps a bit while he was still alive. Have you people not heard yet? The kingdom of
I don't know,
Minstrels-
DM, have we?
Like I said before, you've heard rumors of
Mm.
something happening over there. It's nearly a 2-week journey between Ministel and the province of Javaska, which you are in. So rumor would only be
Spread, yeah.
starting to reach these areas.
Right. The kingdom of Minnesota has fallen.
Sucks to be them. That doesn't.
You get a weird look at that, like, like what do you what? Sucks to be the capital of this entire country.
How?
Fallen?
How did it fall?
I mean, doesn't that happen to
You've heard the cracking, have you
kingdoms all
not?
the time?
Actually, Prudence,
Not
you
particularly.
would know this just being proficient in history.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the kingdoms that have existed in Belden, Ministel's been the longest.
And it's more like about time. You know.
Damn. Right. The cracking. They echoed all across this country for how long did it last? Like weeks, months,
Weeks.
weeks. The cracking, the loud banging that happened for weeks. The reason it stopped is because the cracking was literal. The sky cracked open and hordes of fiends from the abyss poured out at the kingdom of Ministel. It's gone now. Last I saw was it getting completely overrun as I ran off from the castle with Melina. A group of brave knights from the castle were able to cover our escape.
And what is your plan now?
I have been instructed to bring her down to the Dwarven Kingdom south. What's it called?
Kervatal.
Yeah, Kevatal. Dwarven Kingdom of Kevatal. Across the world, Scott. Somewhere where she can be safe, hopefully.
Would you like an extra set of hands?
You all seem very competent and capable. You made short work of those skeletons. I would be very glad to have you by my side.
I speak only for myself, but I will join you.
I mean, that's cool and all, and traveling sounds like something I could do, but I'm here for a reason. I'm here to find a gnome. Got to talk to this gnome first. If he's still alive, then I'd be, you know, got
I
nothing
mean,
on the
hopefully
plate
he's
after
alive.
that.
So, and you? And she'll just look towards the bird, realizing she has no idea what to call the bird, or any of them for that matter.
Mm.
There'll be more shinies along the way.
The bird just kind of glares at you. His eyes are a very bright blood red, but they kind of narrow at you.
We shinies equal amounts of trouble. But where are my manners? She'll spin on a heel back to you two and be like, my name is Artoria. And she'll stick out a hand.
I am Isoba.
Pleasure to meet you, and sorry for the affair that happened.
Do not let it happen again.
I'll
Snap
be
at
sure
this-
it doesn't.
Yep, Snap at this point just quietly walks up behind you, and you hear what sounds like tendons stretching and then a loud snap
Oh.
come from his beak.
Is
Sounds
that
good.
your name?
Name.
Well, pleasure to meet you. And then she tries to imitate the noise. She just clicks her tongue.
Hmm.
And you with the boomerang, who impressively took out 2 skeletons and apparently hit me as well. Or should I just call you Pink?
Prudence. She smiles in a way that makes you think name doesn't suit her whatsoever.
Equal, like, equal, just not glares, but fake smile. Alright, well. And Artoria will just stop and be like, I need to get back to the princess.
Good to see
Yes.
you're on that.
Yes, where is that goblin?
Goblin.
Swear if that goblin has done anything. She'll just start running back to Melina's last known position.
Artoria, you see the princess held up at point gun.
Hey! You better point that away from her! March.
The
March,
goblin sort of
march.
shrugs, points the gun at Arturo, points the lance at the princess.
Stops. I suppose that's
Okay.
still what I asked. How would you put the weapons down?
You guys take care of the problems you was having with the big Minotaur?
Skeleton bones rattle from behind Isoba.
Bone Trussel, please.
Everybody happy now?
All here.
That means
Aren't we?
family.
Oh, good. Because it's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good.
And he couches the lance and puts away the pistol.
Prudence, you see where he put his pistol.
Hmm?
Prudence.
Yes.
You see where the pistol went, and it is an equally shabby, under cared for holster that looks like it could give way at any moment.
Hey now. That is not a shabby holster. That is a slit cut into the armor on my leg, and it just slides down alongside my thigh and sort of flaps there, getting like thigh juice on it.
That can't be good.
Oh
Just
man,
like-
I'm gonna have to make you roll to see if the gun goes off.
No, you'll have to roll to see if it ends up being wet ammunition.
Just two-handed facepalm, just like,
3 hands. The robot hand also joins.
Well, the robot hand is holding a shield, so it'll
joins
like
in.
So
cover
you
her
get
entire
whacked in the face with a shield. She just goes, bang.
split second later, you hear the same twang emit from Snap's throat.
So as like weird sounds are coming from beyond, the goblin just like shoos the princess ahead towards the tavern and supposed food and drink, whether it has to be ordered or fetched.
Yeah. And Artoria will quickly like lean down and like quietly to me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And like just sort of like patting her and brushing her all over. "You're not hurt, right?" In a very sisterly way.
The girl just kind of clings to you.
How old is she again?
She's about
Princess?
13. She looks to be about 13. And Prudence, you would notice this now that you have a chance to examine her. The facial tattoo on her cheek is draconic.
It's draconic?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a word? Or
It's the symbol for dragon.
kind of blinks at it, walks immediately over, kind of like takes the girl's chin and like looks at the mark. It's like,
Artoria, like as you go to grab her chin, you like just grab your arm, like hold on there.
that's on her face. That thing.
And then
That mark.
she'll let go, realizing like, oh, that was aggressive. Sorry, but
You'll get smacked in the ass with her tail as she turns to look at the
It's heart shaped.
mark.
Because of course it is.
It's like that. Word I'm looking for. My brain is shutting down. Sorry.
And as you get closer, you notice that the symbol has, at a closer inspection, the symbol has smaller scrawling along the top of it. So it's the symbol itself, and then on the circle has more tiny scrawling, and you recognize it as the word silver.
These are Jinky's words. Why you got Jinky's words on your face? Looks at the girl and then looks at Artoria.
Artoria will shrug.
Silver dragon?
I don't know.
Could there be any historical significance to these symbols?
Other than dragons being a part of history until a very specific point of it, no. Dragons have always been a symbol, especially metallic dragons, have always been a symbol of royalty and power, respect. Depending on what symbols are draconic as a language, and symbols of the old dragons have always been a faceted point to the world. It's strange that this tiefling knows it. It's normally a language that either is only very few dragonborn that exist in the world by royal families, noble families. And Snap, as you peek into the wall, you see what it looks like. It used to be a storefront for a general, and a lot of the stuff is missing. You can see a lot of the walls have been just pulled, and there's broken objects and items that are just It's like whoever was in here grabbed as much as they could, as fast as they could, and ass.
Interesting. I'd like to step in and just kind of take a look around, survey everything.
Okay. Investigation check while you're in there, and I will get back to you in a minute.
Yep.
But coming back to the other group, it's odd to see this single who doesn't look to be of any nobility knowing Draconic. As you peer at the symbol,
Prudence just looks incredibly bamboozled by this whole situation.
in a very... It sounds like she's had a sore voice is very and weak. It's a family mucking.
You wouldn't happen to be related to a gnome, are you?
No. An elf. See. And you can see her expression as blank and sad as it was, slowly depresses even at the mention of her father.
That's a bit of a sensitive subject at the moment. No.
Like the very end of her tail is snapping back and forth really quickly. She's unsettled.
Which conveniently is the same thing that Paladin's tail is doing for different reasons.
He's got a big meaty bone to chew on.
Those bones were not meaty. They were dry and old.
Oh, you were thinking of the skeletons.
Oh no.
It's the guard that died up here.
Oh. Well, he ain't using it.
It's a circle of life kind of thing. Though, from Rogue, as he's moving around, he's got his lance out, and he gets close to the bodies and the skeletons. He just sort of pokes them and then rolls them over to see, what they look like. And occasionally you hear him saying, "Hey, Fizzlepop! Fizzlepop, you alive? Hey!"
Crew's head snaps up and is like, "You know him?"
Crew's head is going to unscrew with the amount
Yes.
of snapping she's been doing.
Just like, what?
One day it's just gonna come off.
She'll build something to put it back up.
Rogue sort of looks over. He pats the gun inserted in his leg armor. You can hear it kind of creak and shift, and a little bit of rust falls out the barrel where it emerges from the
Don't
bottom.
stop. Don't just Fizzlepop. You know him? I'm looking for him.
This is one of his pieces. Needs fixing.
He I feel sorry for you. But yeah, I need to talk to him too.
As you guys take a moment as you're looking around, notice that there's not anyone else around.
What about him?
Well, those two, him and her. The other one never got added back after I shocked him off.
Yeah,
the
they're. She's just kind of like, and at this point, even she's been slowly dragging body away, like trying to leave. you notice that there's no other signs of life.
And all of the dead bodies in like this little village square area have all been kind of posed in typical burial positions. So like straight, eyes closed, arms across their chest.
There's more to this town, I'm guessing.
There's more to this town. This is mostly a central area. Of where the whole town intersects, but there's more down. Mostly farms, mostly small farms. There's a to the very east edge. There's a dock that heads off into the Sapphire Sea. And of note, the names of the sea are all based on colors, and that's not because someone got lazy with naming. They're actually that color.
Are you sure about that?
So what you're
Yeah,
saying is the
I'm
gods
kidding.
got lazy
I'm
and just
kidding.
tinted the seas.
So what I'm saying is, when Artoria came from Vrod, she crossed over a sea that was emerald green, that switched into a sapphire. All the seas are colored.
Gotcha. Cool.
So yes, you were lazy with the naming conventions, but you gave it a good reason to be lazy.
No, there's a reason for the colors. I knew I was lazy. Stairs.
Yeah, sure. There is a reason. As Zach is quickly scribbling in his notebook.
So, is there any sign of what buildings might have contained, if they would have contained, a tinkerer's, artificer's sort of workshop? Smell of gunpowder, odd hued smoke.
Well, you
Extra
see
gear.
smoke coming out of this
Burn
building.
scars.
This one over here appears to be a blacksmith.
Probably not a blacksmith, more of a tinkerer, but he's gonna, Rogue's gonna circle about, since the area looks abandoned, just basically checking into each building, looking for something that would call out to him as being a inventor / tinkerer's retirement home.
And the same
maybe-
thing that Snap finds, you find that a lot of these buildings are whoever was in them last it was a lot of grab and go.
Yeah, but still, there might be like a heavy thing, like a self-propelled log splitter outside. Chicken deboner.
You don't see anything like that area. You
This
would need
guy's
to
not as good as I thought.
town to find.
The real question is, what is Snap finding of what was left behind?
Snap is finding a lot of leftover junk. Snap is finding small lengths of rope. Snap is finding skin, vials, or bent objects. Have no.
I'm sorry. Did you say Snap was finding skin?
No.
No, broken
Small-
vials.
Oh,
He has found skin, but those are on dead people.
He's just collecting skin like a fucking weirdo.
He's going to give it to our ghoul friend, and they're going to make him a smooth skin. It'll be
That is
fine.
a different universe.
I've already
Same
transferred.
thing.
Hey,
We're going
I've
to
already,
make a
I've
suit
already
for
transferred
Anders.
I've already transferred campaigns once. I can do it again.
We're gonna build Anders a flesh suit. It'll be fine.
Don't say flesh suit. Don't say flesh suit.
I mean, we
ever
could call it a
again.
skin suit.
That's equally as bad.
We're gonna build him a meat bag.
One of the eyeballs from one of the people might be missing.
Oh.
That's horrible.
so how long ago did people seem to have fled? actively like in the last 2 or 3 hours, or like have they been fleeing for days and weeks?
It depends on the building. And Isoba, you've been here the longest, and you've been in town for several days now, and you have seen a lot of people leaving. And from what you found out, that's been going on for weeks now, with the sounds of cracking and snapping in the air. A lot of people in paranoia have started heading south. Although some of these buildings look like the second skeleton started roaming the streets, people grabbed whatever they could and just ran as quickly as they could out of the village.
You said I was finding short lengths of rope, yes?
Yeah.
Enough to where I could splice together to make another spool of, what is it by default, 50 feet of rope?
Not that much.
About how much would you say I would be able to get to splice together?
Maybe about 5 feet.
Good enough. 5 feet of rope's still better than nothing.
Yeah. It was once, what you're looking at was once a general store that has been cleaned.
It's now very specific.
What about if I were to move over to, like, say the blacksmith or the building to the south that has the statue outside of it?
This building looks to be more of a barracks, which is why it seemed like a heavy amount of violence was in this area. It also seems to be the most kept building.
Did I happen to notice if the 2 guards were going into that building?
2 guards seem to be headed there.
Probably avoid it and then go check out the other buildings.
This one, as I said, was a blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
This seemed to be some kind of residence. As you peer inside, there are beds lined up with small wooden walls between each of them. As you enter past the main inner walkway.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like this was either some sort of medical facility, just a place where people could come that didn't have a place to stay, could sleep.
Interesting. And how well cleared out is the blacksmith? You said the forge was going, yes?
The blacksmith actually looks like whoever was here just left. The forge is still a dull orange.
I'll poke around the blacksmith.
Okay. Roll another investigation check.
Jesus, one of these days I'm going to get a good roll for that.
Yep. It's filled with nicely crafted horseshoes, nails, hammers, crowbars. No weapons. This wasn't a weaponsmith. Like your general tool making blacksmith.
Okay. Give me one moment.
You find what looks to be a small pouch behind the counter. Has about 20 gold in it.
Sweet.
The larger lockbox that's under there is open.
Is what?
The larger lockbox is open and empty. Looks like
Shame.
whoever was here grabbed the large sum and left their own personal.
That's fine. And I would like to make it a point that any of the coinage that I am fine, I am slipping to my own purse.
Okay.
I will also... How many nails would you say there are?
Within this building,
Yes.
There's about maybe a box of 20 of these 1.5 black iron nails.
Okay. I will take those as well.
You have 20 nails.
And you said they were black iron.
Well, iron. They're treated. Yeah. They're not ground down or anything. They still have skill. They're just their purpose. They're nice for putting a wall up.
Yeah, that works. And I don't need a hammer. I already got one of those. Don't need crowbars. I think that's everything that I'm really interested in.
Okay.
Unless if the little fruit stand out there still has food on it.
It has an entire basket of apples.
Cool. I will actually pluck a couple of those apples.
Okay.
Enough
You
for the
have
whole
3
party.
apples.
Well, looks like some people aren't getting apples.
Many people aren't getting apples.
Yep. But I'll just start biting into one of them, munching as I walk back to the party.
Peck. What are the rest of you doing as the rogue does what rogue does? Not what rogue does, what the rogue does.
God damn it.
Probably go with Rogue to try to find Fizzlepop or his body or something.
Maybe we could investigate the houses to see if we can find which one might have been his.
We have to go
Or-
through the town.
You can
the town?
certainly take a couple hours to go cruising through the town.
Oh
Mhm.
shit, if we
Is
have
it
a
that
couple
big
of
a
hours,
town?
I'm going to be checking everything.
It's not that big a town. Again, it's mostly farms. So it's a lot of open field with crops growing, and then a single farmhouse, and then fields with crop going, a single farmhouse.
And basically, Rogue is looking towards them as they're circling around, like,
We should stick together. Will be easier to deal with any skeletons we discover if we have superior numbers.
You do see that there is actually another small cluster of buildings over by where the docks are, as this also serves as a good fishing point. It is
Head to the next closest bunch of buildings and move on from there.
Are there any ships in the docks?
there are none too big, a lot of small fishing crafts, and the docks are very docks that multiple boats can come in and out of, but small. This isn't a freight trading city. This is a lot of small boats coming in, catching fish, and sending them out. The area that you're in, this is a small inlet into the Sapphire Sea.
Do we want to combine our powers of investigation for an advantage, or are we going to individually seek out through buildings?
I mean, you and Rogue are investigating for...
That's what I'm talking. Who I'm talking to.
Gotcha.
We have a goal.
Yes.
Yes.
If you help me, then I will help you.
Okay.
Okay, so one of you roll an investigation or with advantage, or both of you.
I'll roll.
I will aid.
And the Kenku keeps looking for other shiny things.
Okay.
We bet on the right horse.
Prudence. As you come near the docks, you see mostly businesses, but you do see one small house.
Would it be gnome-sized?
It would in fact be gnome-sized. It is small, maybe 20 by 20 best little shack that's facing out towards the water. Small, which outside can't be bigger than 5 feet. A 5 feet diameter forge at best. Little anvil, little tools around it. Knocked over tool cart. Broken in window. Blood, a lot of blood. And a very dead gnome.
Rogue pokes it with his lance to be sure.
Very dead gnome. Now with a hole in him. Actually,
Rogue-
several holes in him. As you notice that his throat is cut ear to ear.
Ooh.
That's not a.
As you rolled him from his back to his front, you notice that there are 3 very distinct puncture wounds right towards where his heart would be.
This was done on purpose. Does it look like the house on the inside was all like ransacked? Does it look like well, she wouldn't know if anything was missing, but
It is lost and empty. The bed's thrown to the side. All the drawers are thrown around. All the cabinets are open, and everything is gone. You can see places where things used to be on the walls. That's missing. You can see traces in the dust on the shelves where things were. All of them are missing. You see a few scraps of paper, like the edges of paper, as things were ripped open and pulled apart. Everything is gone.
Would I have to? I don't know if I have this. Like, I don't know if like a medicine check really doesn't have much of this, but like, is there like for her, like, is there a way to tell like if he's been dead a while? Like,
yeah, roll a medicine check.
Compared to like everybody else that just died because of skeletons. I mean, so
Roll a medicine check.
I mean, not be at advantage. Ooh.
The blood around him is still liquid. It hasn't seeped much into the floor, and it hasn't coagulated enough that it's days old. This is very fresh. He's still warm. As you move around and you feel the body's still. This wasn't done hours ago. This was done minutes ago.
Okay, so either they use this whole skeleton fiasco to their advantage, or they caused it. I mean, this is on purpose.
Would she be communicating that this
Well,
was done
she's
minutes
saying
ago?
she's saying this to at least to Rogue, because Rogue was there, and he was looking for Fizzlepop as well.
Yeah, and Rogue's just sort of like grumpily like checking the gnome to see if he has like anything worthwhile. Like,
Wasted trip. Cost me 5 gold to get over here. Now he's all broken. I can't fix nothing. And
he's just throwing the body around, like nothing in his pockets, nothing, like
Nothing.
I was like,
Hey, relax. It's not his fault.
You actually reach into one of the pockets of his trousers, and your hand goes through the pocket as if whoever went into it went in with such a force that they.
hey, this carries his gun the same way I do. Right through the pocket.
Well, clearly he didn't expect this, so it's not his fault that you spent 5 gold to get here for him to be dead.
That's inconsiderate.
I was hoping he knew something, but it's kind of like rubbing like by the base of her horns, like she's getting a headache. I mean, I could look at your gun, but
He seems a little confused by that, but so
she motions to the big like robot arm that's like on the back across the back of her sliding back and forth across the back of her shoulders. I fix things. I build things. I could take a look at your gun.
Yeah, I don't need my gun to give me a back rub.
and he, as he's saying this, he's dragging the gnome out and just sort of throws the body out into the street so that they can shut the house.
What is everybody else doing?
I don't know. What are they doing?
Redirect spotlight.
Artoria would be tending to the dead, like, whether that be, like, or, because, Snap, you said when you looted them, you kind of, like, left them in burial positions?
Basically, yes.
Yeah. So, she'd appreciate that. She'd, like, go around, kind of start gathering them, placing, like, lining them up, like, in rows, like, respectfully.
And the more you do this, Artoria, the more bodies you find.
It just gets
The
depressing.
radius you keep going out, you just keep finding. And you look around and you see footprints in the ground of the bony skeletal feet, and as you're just going, you see skeletons here. And they all started heading south.
All the bony footprints. South, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Roll a survival check, Rogue. You can't find anything. As you look around, it's
Magic.
the ground is. It looks like no one's been there. There are no tracks at all.
Or stupid dead end.
What does Isoba do?
Isoba is with Melina.
Cool. Snap's
He's
continuing to go. Oh, go ahead.
He's going to kneel down, so he's at her height. Hello, my name is Isoba. I will be joining you.
Hello.
I would like you to have this. And I pull one of the pure white feathers off of my staff that I've been collecting and hand it to her.
She takes it and kind of holds it to her chest.
Artoria watches you from the corner of her eye, approvingly.
Do you think the rest are getting in enough trouble?
Don't know, don't care. I need to take care of these bodies. Can't let them sit out and rot.
I can help you with that.
Thank you.
I
Appreciate it.
assist in the moving of the bodies.
Okay. And you guys do eventually gather up what is essentially most of the town.
Awesome.
You two do find more bodies that are skeletal. There's more people have had their throats slit.
Ooh. So, Artoria would start creating a pyre of bodies. Just kind of getting them ready to be burnt so that they can not be raised again. Destroy the bones, destroy everything in a big ceremony. Kind of deal.
Isoba can assist with that.
Yeah.
Snap's assisting by going through the houses.
Fucking rogue.
I mean, the rogue does what the rogue does.
The rogue does what the rogue does.
Rogue be like rogue do.
Yeah.
Make me roll all sorts of dice.
Basically, I would start going through all the merchant shops first and then work my way through actual houses.
Yeah, there's a lot of missing. More than there should be. You've seen looting. You've seen grab and go.
I've
There's a lot. Even running away, there's a lot of houses that are just emptier than they should be.
As in, there is more stuff missing than there should be, or there wasn't a whole lot there to begin with?
Some of the houses there wasn't a lot to begin with. And those are the places you tend to find. You tend to find scraps of what was left. But there's also a lot of places, shops, that are empty. This attack didn't last very long, and yet these shops are cleaned out.
It's an insurance scam.
Anyhow, going through the shop specifically, I want to be looking for things like little hidden compartments in like the floors of the back rooms or near the front register.
Roll an investigation check.
That's okay. That's okay.
Uh,
I think it's my best one all night.
you find a few, and they're also empty.
That's a shame. Okay, so yeah, go through. If it seems like it might be of 1 gold piece value or more, I'll grab it, stash it in the bag.
You do find a lot of wayward coins. I think throughout this you would have found another 27 more gold pieces. But a lot of anything of value is just missing.
Aye. Oh, that's the town looted then. And of course, if I found any bodies in the houses, I would be bringing them out, and Isoba and Artoria would just be hearing basically what sounds like a hawk screech anytime that I found one. Yeah.
Eventually you have to set up... you end up with about 3 large pyres worth of bodies.
After watching them go back and forth a few times, Rogue goes over, pushes the rest of the apples off the cart, and just drags over the cart so they can start doing this more efficiently.
Bring out your dead.
Who are you saying that to?
I'm amused by that joke. Artoria is not.
saying this to Snap, as Snap's going in and out of the buildings, bringing out dead occasionally. Bring over the cart for him so he doesn't have to walk him all the way back.
Oh, I was more bringing them outside, laying them on the walkway, the pavement, or whatever the heck it is, the cobblestone road, and just sending off the signal for them to come get it.
But see, and this is where the cart comes in to get to from the doorstep to the pyre.
Alrighty.
Our service.
Efficient, if nothing else.
I'm a general.
This. You work all the way into the night to take care of this. By the time you realize what time it is, it's late into the evening. The sun's set. It's luckily a clear night, clear autumn night. There's a bit of a chill in the air, but it's early enough in the season.
And we'll have a big fire to warm ourselves.
You don't stand near the fire.
Once we got all the bodies stacked, Isoba's gonna light it.
And
Yeah.
you do, and it goes, and
And before we light, like as we walk down, before we light them, Artoria gives a quick prayer. Just like, may you find your way to the afterlife.
you have a sense, Artoria, that not all has been damaged in your relationship.
You keep cutting
Zach,
in
you're
and out.
kind of cutting out, getting out.
You start to feel like not all has been damaged in your relationship to your particular deity. And as the flames of Isoba's spell takes the dried wood and the fresh dead large columns of smoke start to fill the air, and it's a very lonely setting feeling. So what are you all to do?
Matt
So,
stands there, pulls out another apple, and just into it.
Artoria's gonna go
I-
back to the bar.
you
Yes,
all,
I believe that sleep is in order.
you all said you was heading to the south, right? Dwarf way?
That's the eventual goal, yes. And by eventual, I mean immediate, hopefully.
These words you're using, I do not think they mean what you think they mean.
Sure.
Oh, wait.
Actually, DM, I do have a question for you. During all of this time, we haven't run across any of the other living remaining people, like the ones that were at the tavern and that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay.
I would like to accompany you to the south. I have to have my firearm repaired, and
I said I could do that.
And he sort of looks at you like,
uh,
Well, I can't make it worse.
where it shoots now.
And it'll shoot better when I'm done.
Maybe we could also see the dwarves perhaps for a new gun, while we risk letting you fix this one.
Sure.
But is that agreeable heading south for all of us?
Yes. Dwarves are fine craftsmanship. You'll appreciate that, I'm sure. And I need to get there to protect my lady.
Well, I was hoping for gnome work, but the gnomes and the goblins don't get along so good.
Wind perches up in the rafter next to the door. just kind of keeping an eye out for anything.
Well, I trained under a gnome. Thank you very much. So I know what I'm doing.
Immediately rolls a nat 1 and breaks the gun.
I mean, he will take the gun out and let her see it. He takes the ammo out, which again involves just almost bending it till it just pops open, and then he just like grabs the edges of each of the pries. You like hear it grinding, like.
She's probably like, there's the amount of work that needs to happen with this gun. She's gonna at least try to at least start cleaning it as best as she can do before even trying to fix it.
Luckily, there is, and you find a basin with water that you could fill with water, and there's vinegar in the kitchen of the now empty tavern.
Oh, hell no.
She has
high-proof alcohol, Betty.
Yeah, you don't want to put oil, like that kind of oil on a gun.
It doesn't matter at this point. It's made of rust.
Yeah, she
Edge
has
the shit out of it first.
It is non-magnetic.
She has her tools and
All right,
her kits and stuff, which
all right.
basically has everything that's needed.
Let's go with this. I want you both to make a tinker's check
Both of us?
with your deck. I assume you're both working on the gun.
Snap is going to toss a bottle of high-proof alcohol at the pink one.
I mean, I feel like Rogue found this weapon some time ago and has used all of his skill to get it to the point where it fires. Most likely, it's firing rounds that it was never intended to because he's bored it out and just slammed things into it. So giving it over to an expert might not be a bad idea right now.
All right.
I will say perhaps he gives assistance by explaining some of the things he did to fix it already. Like,
I took a drill and I just drilled this part out here.
Okay.
And this part used to, every time
She's
I
like
pulled the trigger, it would rotate.
dry
I just
heaving
rotated
through
it
this
the
entire-
other way.
Okay, through your dry heaving, roll a tinker's check with, I'm going to say intelligence, because this is a fucking just figuring out how you're going to
That's
make
what I
this
was going
better.
to argue. So,
Yeah,
she's just trying to clean it.
it
at
just
this point.
this is just going to be an hour of you and a gun and a wire brush.
And high-proof alcohols and she has her like whole kit like unfurled. It's just going through.
And in about an hour or so, you'll have something that slightly resembles a gun.
Things will slide in better. Things still need to be repaired, and
No, they will not slide well at all.
she's lubing stuff and better than it was. Like, it still needs repair. Like, it's not going to be legit.
Shit's busted.
Yeah.
Shit is busted.
This is going to take many, many hours of effort.
like each one of the 4 barrels on the pistol, the sights are bent slightly to either side to correct for how it comes out the crooked barrel at the end.
The more you look at this, Prudence, the more you feel like a new gun is in order.
Yeah.
While they're desperately trying to fix this, Artoria will be going back and forth between the bars, going around like asking like, what's your preferred drink? And she'll be setting coin on the counter. Probably not useful, but she will.
Snap will be taking that coin and making it look like it's going into the coffers, but he's really putting it into his own bag.
Bastard. Soba, drink a choice.
What?
Your drink of choice.
Walter.
Ah, come on. Don't tell me you're one of those kind of people.
Those kind
My-
of people.
My god requires that I abstain.
I'll respect your beliefs.
What god does that?
I serve the holy light.
Beer.
Cut out.
Sorry. What the fuck? I'm literally using push to talk, and I'm not letting go of the button. How is this? Why can I not say
Discord
the word
sometimes makes better moments than we ever could.
Faultus? Faultus.
I have.
Yeah, whose fault this?
I do not, but I'm gonna roll it anyway. 12. Yeah.
I want to
Feel free to tell them.
Too. No, I know even less.
-1 religion checks.
Feel free to tell them what you think they would know about them.
If everybody else is gonna roll. Yeah.
Faultus is a god of light and law.
I kind of like folk music.
Do not make me burn you.
Do not
Yeah, but-
make me burn you.
Why is he
As he's pouring a drink.
preventer of fun? And she's like furiously like digging into like one of the barrels with like a fire brush. It's like, I mean, after that, I think even your god needs a drink.
I do not trust you well enough to say more. You will pardon me, yes?
What am I gonna do
Yeah,
with
to each
knowledge?
their own. And Artoria will begrudgingly find a keg or basket.
There is a
full
cask of water.
Yeah, a cask of water. Get 2 glasses of it. Put one besides you, one besides Melina. And then
It's the
look
horns,
towards-
ain't it?
Look to Prudence and Rogue. What do you two drink?
Oh, whiskey's
Yes, at
fine.
all. Ah, good.
On the phones.
All right.
And you do find anything under the bar that's actually a drink.
A keg just with like hastily drawn on it, or written on it. Anything.
It
Let's-
seems
let's-
like the bartender had a sense of humor, and a lot of people would come in asking for whatever, anything, and you keep finding kegs or bottles that are labeled as such.
Yeah, it's Garbin's favorite drink. Everything's.
It's all the leftover drinks from the previous night poured into the same barrel.
There's a name for that.
You find one that says whatever he's having.
And that's what Snap is pouring his drink out of.
Haha, because you're a king. Right. So Artoria will go around and deliver drinks.
Thanks, Toots.
Sure thing. And she'll plop herself down. She'll like scoot back in the chair and kick her feet up onto the table and just lean back.
After about a drink or two, the Kenku would wander back into the food storage area. Bring out
Plenty of
food.
back there.
Yeah. Dried meats, that kind of thing. Mainly.
Dried meats, fresh meats,
Ooh.
potatoes,
Tempt me, good
eggs.
sir.
A mastiff slowly eating his way through a ham.
and just
I've seen that.
the entire pig.
There's just a half a pig back there.
Because the other half's in a dog.
Well, yes.
After pouring through all of this, you might, well, you would hear kind of like seagulls. Just, you know how seagulls sound whenever they're bickering over food? Yeah.
So just what seagulls always constantly sound like?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Mine,
fucking hate sequels.
mine, mine,
Myth Harbor's awful.
Mine?
mine,
Mine?
mine, mine.
Yeah. And after about 10 minutes, you'll start smelling food cooking.
Slowly, as food is prepared by your Kenku acquaintance.
A lot of it is seared, kind of cooked rare.
That's fine.
Food is food.
Very light on things like vegetables. But yeah, food's prepared, brought out, set on the bar. Probably not the best thing you've ever had, but yeah, it's food.
Can
Then
I
should
carefully cook my food a little bit more?
sure.
You see one of the plates is just raw meat.
Tiefling's got the pointy teeth. Rare is fine with her.
Artoria is not one for cutting things. Or anything that has to do with finesse.
Lena
Just
slowly picks on part of a steak.
she just like picks up the whole thing in her hands and nom nom.
Likewise. Get a thumbs up from Artoria, who you see is doing the exact same.
Steak knife? What steak knife?
That takes too long.
I was never good at holding small things like that.
She's busy. She just stuffs as much food in her mouth as she can to get the eating part over with to get back to work.
God, you sound like a bunch of artist friends that I know. Eat something. They're gone for like 2.5 minutes. I ate something. What did you eat? I made an entire meal and ate it. What?
Yeah.
So, you all settle in. Meal. Eventually, the exhaustion of battles. Prospects of what you found start to take hold. You all wander
Frizz's like, oh yeah,
upstairs
I'm bleeding.
profusely for a while.
That's mainly the reason Snap threw the high-proof alcohol at you, was for disinfectant. It wasn't for the gun.
Artisans don't think of their own well-being.
Wait a minute, are you still down hit points?
Oh, she was at 6. I think.
You've
Yeah, I
had
mean-
time to
I
Yeah,
probably
short rest.
short
Yeah.
rested a couple times, so she's better. She's not bleeding anymore, at least. Nice.
That would have happened at some point.
Yes. Thank you.
She took an arrow through her throat.
Is that what happens when you get a divorce? Well, I mean, if you take an arrow to the knee, you're getting married. So an arrow to the throat
What?
must be the divorce.
Yeah.
I
An
don't
arrow to the
understand.
knee
Makes
just
sense-
means
makes sense.
steady pay as a guard in a large city.
Yep.
As you all find your way to rooms that are now vacant of their former occupants, you all lay down. Slowly sleep to you. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Cool. Snap will take the opportunity to toss whatever room that he's in. Blankets all on the floor, pillows on the floor, giant nesting pile.
And we will turn to the
Isoba will
mystery.
not. Isoba will not quite go right to sleep. He will don his helmet and visit his friends, new friends.
But we will return to the mystery where the entire town went in 2 weeks.
Mhm. Ooh, fucking raw.
Well, I had fun.
Good job
As did
not
I.
dying, guys.
Yes.
Woo! Always a good way to start the first session. No deaths.
Yep. Also, as a side note, Wind, my little owl, is sitting perched above the busted-in door in the rafters,
Good job.
just kind of keeping an eye on it.
Awesome.
And he's set to wake me if anybody comes in or out.
Yay, us.
Yay.
Didn't die.
I will warn you, Snap. If you make another hostile action against Isoba, there will be PvP. You can,
That's cool. Don't expect to survive it.
Jojo.
what?
You heard me.
I know I didn't over Payton's.
I said, don't expect to survive it.
Damn. Shots fired.
I mean, we'll surely see. Well, hopefully we.
Yeah, hopefully we won't, but...
But no, Snap's entire reasoning behind his actions, if he was to actually ever communicate that, or even give it a second thought, like in the back of his mind, it would just be, she wanted a new pet. People were trying to take it from her. That's not their decision. She was able to take control of it. It is therefore hers. Nobody else has any other say.
Gotta learn to pick what battles you want to die on. That was not a good battle to pick.
Yeah, that was not a good hill to choose to make a stand.
I mean, that's why fucking Chuck and grasps the guard.
Oh, hey, Zach.
Yeah.
I had a question with like the extra mechanical arm because it's allowed to hold stuff.
Yeah,
And and it's an arm and a hand that does what an extra arm and a hand would do. If she's carrying the shield in that arm, would it count? Like, would you let it count as being equipped?
Yes.
Because I was also thinking of like times where like she would have the grappling hook in that arm and like either dangle from something or like use it to get up and out of the way.
Yes, it's part of your class. It's
Okay.
something.
It's like this odd extra thing. Okay. So she's gonna add a thing, like a place to like hang the shield on her back, under where the arm is strapped. So like the arm could grab that, or the arm could grab the grappling hook, depending what she needs at the time.
Yeah, that's fine. And
Just like shit dangling off of her from everywhere. Smoke bombs, grappling hook,
I was like,
boomerang.
I that was that took a weird turn. I'll be honest with you, but that was fun. I'm glad everyone got to come out. I can't wait for next session.